Oh no. Yep, Spirit Affinity, of course. Hey, what's going on, Nick? What's up, Freak? How you guys doing? Hey, Pi, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good, guys. You got your Geo. Let's go. Congrats. Oh, we didn't even kill Nightmare. That's fine. What's up, Milan? Hey, Roadblock. I have a question. What should I do? I have pulled 50 shards and got nothing. Last event I pulled 40. I've saved up 2,500 gems. Should I buy some ancients or save gems for a fusion event? Save gems for a fusion event. So I haven't released a video yet, but I pulled all of my ancients on the main account. If you look over on the free to play account, um, you'll see I still have 111 ancients, and I've got 2,293 gems. And the reason being that statistically, while if I was to get lucky, I would get 2 legendaries. That's how that you're talking about 0.5% chance to be lucky, right? It's half a percent to get lucky enough to get 2 legendaries. It doesn't make sense versus a guaranteed legendary. Now, could that fusion be weak? Is that possible? That's entirely possible. The fusion could be weak, and you may sit there and say, yeah, I wish I didn't save because this fusion isn't any good. That's a possibility. But here's the thing. Even if you get to the fusion and say, this fusion's ass, I don't want it, you still have 50 some shards that you can spend again for the next double legendary or the next progressive chance or whatever the case may be, right? So it's better to save and then spend rather than spend and not have something. Because what if the fusion is Newt 2.0 and you dropped 50 ancients, got nothing? Just like on my main account got nothing because my mercy tracker's off. Check this out. This is my mercy tracker on the main account. 246. I already knew that was off going into it because I tried to go for Kymar the other day. But yeah, I spent 50 ancients. I got absolutely nothing in return. So my recommendation is wait for a fusion. I think they're better for overall. You guys are gonna get a special treat if I happen to pull a legendary here. You're gonna get to see it. I'm not even recording. Let me look at a Kemptom's kit. I don't have experience with him. I've heard the same thing about him being good. I think I can explain to you why he's good and why he may be appearing weak right now. Pretty sure he's a skinwalker, right? Yeah. So, what a Kemptom... The biggest problem that I have with this bucket of is this champion good or not, right? That is this mindset that a lot of players of this game have. Is this champion good or are they bad? And it's way more nuanced than that, right? So the thing about a Kemptom, great poisoner. And has the potential, if they're under Hex, for debuff spread, which will take one debuff from the target and place it on all enemies. That's a very unique ability. Then you have an AoE triple hitter, which is huge, with a 60-75% chance of increasing the duration of any Hex debuffs. If they're not under Hex, it has a 60-75% chance of placing a Hex debuff. Now, that's each hit, so he's going to place a Hex. 80% chance of inflicting damage from one poison debuff to enemies under a Hex debuff whenever their allies receive damage from poison debuffs. So, if you look at Hydra and you say, okay, I can place poisons, I can spread those poisons across the entire enemy team. I can place Hex, which is a needed debuff in Hydra. And then when my allies... let me read this. 80% of inflicting damage from one poison to enemies under... when their allies... So, the way I read this, it means if a Hydra head takes poison damage, the Hydra head... there's another chance that a Hydra head will take poison damage. Or it means when a Kemptom's allies get hit, there's a chance to activate a poison. I don't really know how this officially works. I'm just telling you how I read it. But looking at the kit, this is a good poison damage dealing kit. The problem is that when it comes to Hydra, poison is not the top of your list for damage anymore. It just isn't, unfortunately. You get more out of HP burns, you get more out of HP burn activation, plus HP burn ignores poison cloud, or mitigates poison cloud, I would rather. You have other enemy max HP champions that are so much better in Hydra. There's just a lot of... I think a Kemptom is really good as an AoE poisoner, if that's what you're looking for, and I get why people say that the champion is good. A Kemptom is good. But it may not be the same, my main account, if I pulled a Kemptom, I don't care. I would not care on my main account because he doesn't bring anything new to my account. I have other poisoners, better legendary poisoners. I'm on my main account, right? If I was to just look at who I have that is that brings poison, Calvalax, Nethril, that is not even including the Vault. So, yeah, list goes on and on and on. So, it's all situational. It's all relative to what you have on the account. And I think that's an important distinction when you're talking about power level of champions. I think it's very often that people will look at a champion in a vacuum and say, hey, this is a good kit. It doesn't mean it's a good kit for everybody. Like, one of my favorite champions for the longest time, I no longer use. And I am sad about it. So Valkyrie was so good. But you can see I don't even have gear on her anymore. This can hit hard, and it gives a shield. And that's proportional to her defense. So if you build her in high defense, she can give a really high shield, right? And it is capable of hitting hard if you want to. And then you've got decreasing turn meter, and then this passive that decreases turn meter, and then defensive aura. She's a really, really solid champion, but on my main account, I no longer have any need of her. And so it's all relative. You've seen him wipe out waves, and Rathalos is my only wave clearer, really, but he just doesn't seem to do much on waves when I use him. Your Kemptum isn't doing much on waves. I would probably have to see how he's built more than anything in that regard. I don't know. I've never used a poison combust other than. Or what faction are we on? If we're on Knights Rev, we're not. My poison combust, which is like my Theodore, Calvalax, and a Tomb Lord. But that's not even. It doesn't feel like, you know, it's as effective as you would want it to be, right? Yeah, yeah. It's there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of situations where he's going to be really, really good, and there's going to be situations where he's not so good. Hey, what's going on, Hyper? How you doing? I don't know that it's gear based, and the reason I say that is because his kit doesn't read gear based, right? You're talking a poisoner. That's kind of what I'm. You're talking about a poison champion. Now he might be better with other poisoners, right? If you're not bringing another set of poisons to get activated. Um, okay, so I haven't, because I haven't restarted my game from last night. My news didn't update, but I did see in here that you could potentially get Korrigar Deathbell. But you have to win them. And this is an important distinction about what winning a tournament means. That means getting first place. I would try that pie, but yeah, because it's all poison based, I don't. It doesn't matter what his stats are. It doesn't matter. I mean, speed, yes, speed and accuracy, yes, but whether he has a bunch of attack doesn't matter, right? I mean, it will. It'll make him do a little bit more damage, but he's not a that type of champion. I would look up a build on him too. Ash, I think, has a build guide possibly on him. This is what you'll need to do tomorrow to get the Korrigar Death Belt. You will need to win this champion training event or tournament. Sorry, that is a massive grind. Yeah, yeah. No, they will never. I won't say never, but to offer a champion right here for only 3,000 energy, that's a legendary and a great legendary champion at that. They're not going to let you have that. They're not going to. That's even easier than logging in 7 days to get a login champion. Like, no, you're gonna have to win the tournament in order to get Korrigar Death Bell, and that's not that is not going to be easy because you're gonna have 100, sometimes even 200 people for these types of tournaments. That's the thing that they'll get you with too. So like this tournament is out of 100 people, right? But they can do tournaments, and they usually do them for these types of tournaments where it'll be out of 200 people. They'll just put the dub that way. They're only giving out half of the original legendaries that they would have given out. I would be out of resources for fusion if I get this champ training done. Absolutely. Oh, you want to win it? Yeah, I wouldn't go for that. You'll likely just get sniped. Yep, don't waste resources if you need them for the next fusion. I thought you just meant you should. I thought you just meant should you max out the rewards. I didn't know there were champs if you win this one. Yeah, if you... Wait, what? Oh, okay, sorry. You're responding to what they were saying. We're good now. Okay. Yeah. It's a champion training tournament with a champion if you win it. Hey, I'm gonna do another thing for you guys. Um, this is the wrong account. I'm not on my main account. I want to go to the free account. The free account has completed this tournament. Guys, my free account, Plarium is being so nice. Clan Boss rather has been so nice. I just got another sacred. This is insane to me on my free account that I have 11 sacred shards. Like Clan Boss has been so kind, but then over on the main account, I got one more today, but I've been stuck at 3 forever. And now I finally went up to 4. It's just like, what the hell? But the main account, or the free-to-play account, is like, yeah, here's some more. And then I'm already up to 111 Ancients. That's going to be a really good shard pull. If they do it, they may not do it. I have a sneaking suspicion, because if you look at the tournament or the listing here, there is no summon event yet for this weekend. But there are a lot of... And there's a champion training tournament. I bet you they're not going to do... Here's what I think's going to happen. I think they're not going to do the 2 times Ancients this weekend. And they're going to push it to next weekend. And it'll be part of the fusion, if I had to guess. Was Hyper the takeover who only had 160? Any progress on more 60s? If I remember, you had great champs, just too many of them at 50. That was Hyper, and I actually... Hyper, I want to reach out to you. I'd like to do... So I was trying to convince a real-life friend of mine to do it, but I was wondering if we might want to set up like a weekly or maybe monthly would be easier, but like a monthly takeover or something. You be my pet project, and I can take over your account and we can work together to try and come up with new ideas and stuff on how to improve the account. But back to what I was gonna say. That's a future concern. I am gonna go ahead and pull this crystal for you guys on stream. Yeah, I can always clip this out if I need to, so it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna record it. Whatever. I'll record it. But I'm not gonna do an intro or anything. So, yeah. But I figured I'd pull this for you guys, and we'll see how it goes. Do I have room? I do. All right, here we go. Hey, finally got him. Don't need him anymore, but I finally got him. I know that one of you guys... Oh, let me stop recording. I know there is somebody out there that really wants Maneater, and they're very upset that I just got Maneater. I read their comments recently. Speaking of, I haven't looked at comments yet today. Yeah, I think doing account takeovers would be like a series. What I wanted to do, a real life friend of mine, he's a streamer, and what I wanted to do was a series where like a weekly episodic thing where I would help him on his account. You know, like we would just do a check in, and I would talk for about a half an hour with him and say, oh, okay, yeah, you should. So just so you know, like this champion isn't very good. I wouldn't build this champion, or or oh, hey, you have this champion, he's really really good. I would do this. I would build him for this reason. I would use him in this, like he didn't want to do it, unfortunately, but mostly because he doesn't play raid, but I tried to talk him into it. Yeah, my ice golem. So, wow, what a piece, by the way. This is a great piece. I just need an HP based nuker now. Um, yeah, on the main account, I felt like my team was slow too. What haven't I looted yet? Or is this a new Hydra Clash? It's a new Hydra Clash. Okay. Um, sorry. What were we talking about? Oh, my main account. So I think this one's at like 2 minutes. It's also a terrible clan bot, or a terrible ice golem team. I just want to see the time on that, so I'll go back and check. Do we want to do some live arena? The other issue I have is that Geomancer, for whatever reason, will never put his HP burn on the boss until the ads are dead. I understand why, because the game is coded to kill the ads first, because if they are alive, the Ice Golem does more damage. I get that, but still, the HP burn should be on the boss. I just don't understand it. We're getting close to a chest. What is the cap? It's 150, but a month. Okay. I shouldn't even bother bringing Geomancer, to be honest, because World Guard is just triggering it all anyways. I got ranked down, and this is what I'm still dealing with. It's ridiculous. So if I was playing Live Arena on my main account and I had more flexibility, I would pick based on the enemy team. But I only have 5 viable champions for Live Arena on the free to play, so I just pick them. That's crazy. He came back with a full turn meter and still is too slow for this team. Unless they can sleep him. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, that was dumb. Yeah. That guy shouldn't be in Bronze 4. I'm just saying. I know why he is, because he's an idiot. Like, he's not good. But when your champions are better, your champions are better. Like, I can't do anything about that. Yep, I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm gonna stream Friday. I would have streamed Monday and Tuesday this week, but okay. So I knew I wasn't gonna stream Monday, but I didn't find that out until like the weekend, and I was like, ah, whatever. It's not a big deal. Um, what ended up, so Monday I had an appointment. Um, to get something, I have to ban Tormund for this team. I had to go update my ID. My wife's military, so I'm a dependent, and I had to go get my dependent ID updated. So I have a folder full of paperwork. I drove all the way there, about 45 minutes to get to where she's at. A half hour with the way I drive. And I get there, and I realize that I forgot the folder of paperwork. And so I asked my wife, I was like, hey, do we need this? Like, is this, like, a necessity? And she's like, yes. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to go home. She's like, okay, we'll do it tomorrow. So then we go in Tuesday. I remember the folder. I bring all my stuff. And we go in, and we're like, you know, oh, yeah, hey, we have all this stuff. And they're like, okay, cool. Yeah, you don't need any of that. We could have got it done on Monday. All I needed was one piece of paperwork that I had on me on Monday. And you know, so I wasted 2 days where I could have been streaming. If you're facing Taras Marishka at bronze level, it's either a new account that is a high spender that's just blowing up the account. or they're really bad. And it's not, you just can't, like, just because they're champions make a difference, right? Like, a Teras Marishka can carry somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. But a poorly built Teras Marishka going up against my team could still lose. That's a really good point about placement matches that I've never really thought about. Because just everybody's bronze. So if you start a new account and you go and drop $1,000 on Void Shards and pull an entire roster of epics or of Void legendaries. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna mute my mic. Sorry, I had to put on the dad voice. Oh man. Like, what is this day, dude? That's a good possibility too, Nick, that I didn't consider was doing it for Marius. Ah, sucks to be you. Sorry. This is kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like, they've got a Duchess, they've got Hedgie. I mean, Abyss is okay. I don't know why they brought the Sill at all. But this person has arguably a better roster than what I have, right? Interesting to me that they don't bring Sun Wukong, by the way, which you assume that they would have. But they have a better roster, but they have no clue what they're doing. They banned Arbiter. I don't know why. They had Hegemon. They would have won the speed race. It's just that's kind of what I mean, where people can have good rosters but not know what they're doing in this game. But against Rathalos Apothecary, the roster can win, unfortunately. It's actually why I like to pick Arbiter first, too, because I like to get them to consider banning her, right? I have to hope I win this speed battle, but I can't take on the mythical. But if I can win the speed battle, we're fine. Yeah. Uh, 3 minutes and 25 seconds on the main account. I've done faster, but not as fast as I could do. Uh, I need this to keep going, by the way. I know it's only going to run one battle, but... I'm going to put some energy into it in a little bit. Yep. Pi, as far as taking another look at your account, I'm definitely interested. Account takeovers draw an audience, of course, right? So I'm definitely interested. I'm gonna lose this one. Is this the guy that just beat me? Or am I crazy? What blessing is that? That's not the new healing blessing, is it? I feel like this name is familiar. I feel like I beat this person and they're just salty and trying to like waste my time. Or they have a really bad roster and their only way of compensating is to try and make people quit. Ooh. I gotta make room. Worth a shot. Teddy, no. What a tool. I don't know if I ever finished my thought pie about taking over. I don't know about doing too many like back-to-back account takeovers, and the only reason I thought about it with Hyper is because his was in kind of such a jam, you know, and it's gonna be a lot of work to get out of that jam. But it makes good content, so I'd be happy to take another look. I really hope that this new fusion is good or clan sieges are good or something because I feel like the game. And this is not. I have no statistics to support this or anything, but my enjoyment of the game is down, and therefore I feel like a lot like even content creation. I feel like there's a lot less content creation out there right now for um oh, there is a 2x. I'm looking right now. Oh shoot. Yeah. I I don't know that I can kill off of this. I'm actually not going to revive here. Because Sun Wukong will come back with more. He'll come back with a full turn meter. And now I can revive and boost turn meter and heal. We'll do Sun Wukong. Big hit there. Steal some turn meter back. And then see. Carl doesn't get a turn. I bet if they revive their Sun Wukong here, they're wrong. Okay. Yeah, so Sun Wukong revived on his own. I think I had turn meter before him, though, so I think I still go first with Yakarl, but Yakarl's not going to do enough, so I think I still lose. Yeah, my Sun Wukong's just ass, man. I disagree with the time consumption thing about fusions, and I'll explain that in a second. You could try posting content with more free-to-play and accessible teams like Iron Twin, Sand Devil, or other areas. They're always fun to watch. Yes, I absolutely should. I think one area that I want to focus right now is to try and improve my well, that's the problem with the free-to-play account is like the free-to-play account is too good right now. You know, it's like once I got Newt, yes, it's a free to play account, but like if I can just use Newt and all of a sudden the whole game is easier and you guys are still struggling, you know? Yeah, Security Boy, great argument. I've done the same thing. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. So then I feel refreshed going into this one. Pi to champion training, yes, I agree with you. Champion training because you have to manual that. The dungeon divers, though, run that shit overnight, dude. Like, pop your gems that you know you're gonna pop anyways to put in like 2,000 energy, and then put that 2,000 energy into the dungeon that is necessary, right? Whatever tournament is going on, and run that tournament. Okay, this is a tricky ban situation here. This is a very tricky situation here. Um, it's unfortunate. I have to ban the Torment, and I have to hope that I can win because my whole team is built around speed and turn meter boosting. If I leave Torment, I just lose anyways. So it's just better to play smart here. I either lose to Torment or I lose to their massively better team. I don't understand why she. I guess she didn't get frozen. I thought it's unresistible. I lose. What happened there? Make it make sense real quick. It could not be resisted. Okay, I get why the counterattack happened. Why didn't she get frozen? It can't be resisted. That doesn't make any sense. Trying to remember the name of the set. I think it's immunity gear. There's no way they were in Frostbite. No, that's Ken Chan. That's not how that works at all. That's, look, the case in point cannot be resisted, right? That's why you don't have to have accuracy on your Rathalos, number one. Number two, my Yakarl has accuracy. He's got 241 accuracy. But no, if something cannot be resisted, you don't need accuracy. That's how that works. That's why certain champions where they say this cannot be resisted are very good, because you don't have to build them in accuracy. In fact, they do that on purpose on certain champions too, because they know that those champions are not meant to be, those champions are meant to be nukers. So, if their ability could be resisted, it doesn't make sense on them, so people won't build them that way. Yeah, like, this buff is guaranteed, right? Stuff like that. No, I had accuracy, but it, I don't know. It was either that one-off chance or a piece of gear, because there's a piece of gear like immunity gear, right? I don't have any built or collected. It would be from a dungeon though, right? Or is it crafted? It might be crafted. No, here it is. Yeah. I don't know. That was really frustrating. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm really not. That didn't make sense. Truly, that did not make sense. They should not have been able to not get frozen. And they didn't. I thought maybe they had a blessing or something, but they didn't have any blessings on that Trunda. I kind of want to see if I can go back and watch it. Let me... Alright, I can go back and watch it, so we're going to do that in a second. Alright, cool. Glad that happened, because now we can go back and watch this. Okay. I muted it, but we can watch it and pause it too. So there's no resist. There's no... Wait, nobody got frozen? Oh, is he not booked? Or is it a... Hold up. Okay, let's... It could be as simple as I just didn't get the percent chance. I may be... No, he's fully booked. What was her turn meter? I gotta pull it back up now. They are all over 75% turn meter. So debuff blocked there. All right, let's read this through carefully. Attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. This chance increases to 100% against targets with 75% or more turn meter. They all had that. This debuff cannot be resisted by targets with 75% or more turn meter. Also, going back to the video, I don't see any block. All right, let's look at Leor. Like, there was no stone skin. There was no blocked other than on Leo, which makes sense according to what you just told me. Is immune to this stuff when this skill is not on cooldown. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't make any sense. I'm really mad about that. That is like it's bullshit. There's no other way to put that. Unless they're in like immunity gear, but what? But how does a Trunda hit that hard in a? I mean, I that doesn't make any sense. I gotta mute real quick, guys. I had to be very careful not to take out my anger at Live Arena. uh, I really want to know why the freezing didn't happen there though, because I want to be able to warn people against like, hey, watch out for this thing that you can't tell or obviously see that you're not going to be able to crowd control this person who should be able to be crowd controlled. I'm really, really mad. I should build Husk. Oh, man. Screw it. I hate this game so much, man. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. It is all worth it now. And I get a legendary book out of it. So that's not right, right? I have way more than 258 points. It's so funny. It updated to let me click the other stuff, but it still says I have 258 points. All right. I just needed some good news, so I'm recording now, by the way. All right. So I went ahead and I popped all my remaining soul stones, and then I actually sold some souls I don't think I'm going to use and managed to get enough to buy the Eternal Soulstone, pulled it, and got a big hit. I got Galathir 5-star. Obviously, I need Galathir, which is a bit of a problem, but eventually, right? But it did get me enough points in the tournament for the Soul Chase. It actually gave me enough to get the Legendary book because it was 750 points, so it took me way beyond what I needed. But I mostly just wanted to get the crystals, so we're gonna do another pull. I could really use some good luck right now. I really, really could. Let's go! Let's go! Yes! We are 2 epics away from Lady Mikage. 2 epics away from Lady Mikage. And apparently it is a 2 times this weekend. Just got to aim big, baby. You just got to put it all on the line. Risk everything. Oh, man. Can you believe that, though? Like, I spent 2,000 of these, and then So, let's be clear about what happened here. I want to be clear. I'm recording, so I'm going to be clear about everything that happened. I sold a 5-star Senna Soul. I don't think even if I got Senna that I would use her, and I certainly don't care about a 5-star soul for her. So I sold that soul, and then I sold the 5-star one of Adolin, which, or it was the 5-star split soul, and that was enough to get me 1,000 points to buy the Eternal. And I talked about how, because of the way Eternals work, it's a 5 or 6-star, and it's epic or higher. So if you look at the tournament points scaling, a epic or higher 5-star. So worst case, if it was an epic, it would have been 135 points or 300 points. But I was hoping for either a legendary or mythical. I got a mythical 5-star, which was 750 points, which put me up. So that was a big gamble, right? But I did that so I could get the gems, or the crystals rather. And then I pulled the crystals and got Kira the Watcher, who is part of the Lady Mikage fusion. I'm not excited about Kira's kit individually. I don't need another ally protector. It's a good ally protect, though. Ally protection and increased defense, that's good. Plus decreased attack on an A1. Like, her kit's not bad. I just don't need it at this point in time. I thought it was Staltis too for a moment. But wow, that's awesome. I mean, of the legendaries, probably the, like, what's going to drive me nuts is that when I pull shards this weekend, I bet you I get Ilsinia. And I probably don't get either one of these. Which is going to hurt my soul. Because I'm so close to Mikage. And Mikage changes everything on my account. I would be excited. I'd be so excited to play again. Oh, man. What a big swing. So for a couple of souls... Oh, and I got a Galathir, right? I mean, I obviously have to pull the Mythical Champion, which is highly unlikely, but a Galathir 5-star soul. So that's not too bad either, but what a swing I took. What a swing. Not gonna lie, probably, but other than, I mean, Giath's okay, I guess. I don't know. I haven't used her, but of all these champions, probably the least impactful one, but hey, we're now one step closer to Mikage without having to do all the leveling and training and fusing and portion of it, so. Oh, man. That gives me stuff to level for this champion training tournament as well, so I can start leveling all of the epics that I need to level. The 2 epics I need to level, I can level the Kira. And then I can... I'm so excited when this fusion is gone, too, because all of these rares I can now get rid of. I no longer need any of them. This kind of goes to show you, though, how far I'm actually am from fusing Lady Mikage. Even though I only need 2 epics, I don't even have all the rares that I need to fuse friggin' Razin. Have I never pulled them either? No, I've pulled her. I just wasted her at some point. That doesn't make sense. Oh, I think I fused before. Yeah, I think that's what I did. I bet you. No, is that not Aaron? Yes. Who is it? Let me verify before. I seriously threw away a raider at some point. That sucks. I know I did that with Halberdier. I've been really good at keeping my fusion rares. I wonder when I made that mistake and how I managed to, because I'm very careful now. Huh. But still, I turned. Where did I get these mortal soulstones from? Oh, from just doing stuff. How far away am I from the next legendary book? Very far. I think, yeah, 270 points. There's no harm in just pulling these guys, though, right? I love how I went from I hate this game to as hyped up as I've ever been. I need this to be like a legendary. Yeah. Still, no harm in pulling those. I didn't lose anything. This is annoying because I can't tell who that is. I can't tell if that's Kurzad or... No, it's Painsmith. Okay. Because these guys... I don't think I need Painsmith for anything, so... But I would want Kurzad. That team should do stage 20. So if you look at my main account, this is doing stage 20. So you're bringing your decrease attack with your Duke. Geomancer does Geomancer things. Whisper is kind of the equivalent of Royal Guard. Like she's a good at doing damage to bosses. Doom Priest to cleanse off the freezes. Giscard's kit. Off the top of my head, I don't know. And Bannerlord done. So brings the increased defense as well. Yeah, that should be fine. How much more do I need on this one? Another like 600 energy. But even on the free to play, and the team that I was using for Epic Clan Boss. This is like the equivalent. Like she's bringing increased defense and strength in. And I don't have a cleanse on this team. So your team is better than the team that I have, in my opinion. I'm still recording. My hands hurt from clapping so hard when I pulled that Kira. Ow. 5-star gift card, that makes a difference, of course. What other options do you have though? So now I have to decide: do I want to level for this champion training tournament? Do I want to level Kira more, or do I want to level Mithrala? Yeah, I'd run it, see how it goes. No reason not to. Just don't put it on super battles before you do it. Great way to test stuff. Oh, I'm feeling lucky, guys. We're gonna push our luck a little bit further. What's up, Jesse? How you doing? You just missed a epic moment live, just by like 2 minutes. We got Kira. Yeah, 2 times Ancients and 10 times this weekend. Yeah. Um, No, not the 1+1. On the free to play, I got her from the summon pool, actually. So, if you watched yesterday's video, I'm gonna make a video about it today. But if you watched yesterday's video, I talked about how if I pulled the Eternal Soul Stone, I could potentially get enough points to in the tournament to get another crystal pack. And I did that. I sold Senna's soul and the 5-star the what are these called again? The partial souls. Anyways, the 5-star broken soul, right? Of Lady of Adeline. So I sold those two, which gave me enough to buy an Eternal. And I bought it and I got a 5-star Galathier right here. And so that gave me enough points to not split soul. Thank you. That gave me enough points to get not only the crystals, but also the legendary book. Then I went and pulled the crystals, and I got Kira the Watcher. So we are now 2 epics away from Lady Mikage, with 111 ancient shards going into a 2x and a 10x weekend. I'm pumped. Morag is pretty good too. Oh man. Because I feel lucky, I'm gonna push my luck a little bit further. We're gonna go spend some gems on the main account. No cash, not spending any money on the main account. I'm too broke for that, but hey, what's up, Zen? Well, hey, I'm glad you get to check out the stream. I'm sorry that you just missed the big epic moment of me getting Kira, but I'll put that video out later. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna tune in to see something special right now. I gotta make sure I make room. I am going to buy some more ancients. I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling very lucky. So I'm going to push my luck just a little bit here. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I have to go grab them. Meh. Okay. Well, I pushed my luck. I don't know what my mercy's actually at. It's definitely not 261, though. I know that for sure. I don't know why they have a bar for this. There is no mercy. It's been 12 of those crystals since I pulled the legendary, though. It's tempting. It's funny, I get offered all of the cheap deals now because I don't spend money on the main anymore. So like this is the same deal I get offered on the main account or the free to play account rather. I think this is accurate. So I don't think I'm anything into Mercy on the free to play. But like I said, going during 2x is better. Because we want those the chances to get epics that can get us closer to Lady Mikage. Oh man. I know I'm gonna pull Ilsinha this weekend, and I'm gonna be so mad about it. What's even crazier is I have not had to fuse any of these. I actually pulled each of these 3 champions before I ever had to fuse them. Which is very annoying. Although I think that was the same way that worked on my main account too. I think I pulled them before I ever had a chance to fuse them. Because I remember pulling Tatsu, and then I got Kira from an event. It was a shard pull event, and that's also when I got my Acrizia. It was it was like a, not a card flip, but a path, like a hero's path, and it was for summoning. And so I spent all of my voids to get Kira, and it was a 10x for Acrizia. This was before progressive chances. So I got Acrizia, Kira, and then I think I pulled Tatsu from something. Oh. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Zen. Can it be the weekend already? Like, I'm so pumped. I think I'm going to pull Friday morning. Like, I can't wait to do it Friday night or anything like that. I'm going to pull Friday morning. I don't know what to do right now. I'm kind of in limbo, right? I guess I need to do dungeons right now because I do. Should I go? I'm already pretty deep. This is what I was talking about in my video yesterday. Like, I'm already pretty deep into Dungeon Divers, but I still. I'm 2267. So 1,000 more is 32, and then I would need another 600. So I need 1,600 points to get the prism crystals here. Right before... Man, I bet you this is going to be a good fusion. I bet you... Here's my prediction, right? This is my prediction. I predict this will either be... I'm going to record this. So this is my prediction. I predict this is either going to be a Void fusion or a fusion that with a power level on par with something like Newt. And I don't mean that it's going to be an enemy max HP champion. I just mean a champion that will be strong enough that it can heavily impact the meta. And the reason I feel that way is because they are desperately trying to get people to dump their resources before this particular fusion. I did see in our Discord, someone was like, they do these when a fusion failed, which is possible, right? Like nobody went for the fusion. What's her face? So maybe that's it. But I don't know. It really feels like this upcoming fusion might be good, and they would rather you not have resources going into that fusion so that you'll have to buy them because you don't want to miss out on the next big thing. So the one thing I have to remind myself is that I don't need these ancients. I have the sacreds, right? So it's very scary to say I'm going to spend 111 ancients right before a fusion, but I'm sorry, Pi. I'm so sorry. I don't if the next one is meh, they will lose players. Straight up. If the next fusion is another meh fusion, I will have taken off for 2 fusions back to back. And I'm not gonna... I'm trying to find the right words because I don't want to say something that would like scare people and make you think I'm quitting or anything. But if not for creating content, I would have already quit playing Raid Shadow Legends. The only reason I'm still playing is to continue making content and try to make a living out of content creation. So if I was to skip 2 fusions back to back and not play this game for another 2 weeks, right? Because I don't have anything to do. I'm using this to compare to the average player, right? If you go back-to-back fusions that you don't go after and you don't have that direction, that drive in the game, like it's very, very easy to say, what am I even playing this for? You know what I mean? Hello, Chris from Greece. Oh, I inspired you to play it. Well, thank you. That means a lot to me to hear. I appreciate that. OSRS? I don't know what that stands for. Old school RuneScape. Got you. Wixwell was good one, then meh, then good, then great champ. We will see. I want Great Fusion like Newt because they did Emic and Newt while I was taking a huge break. Yeah. Well, sounds good, Chris. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy them. Yeah, it just really feels like because the Wixwell fusion was good, but some people skipped that one, right? And then you have because there was a misunderstanding about how good he would be. And then we had the recent one, which was Arbiter's Companion, which they definitely thought that people were gonna like this more than they did. Um, and now we have a lot of events trying to dump resources, right? So people are trying to dump they're trying to get you to use your ancient shards before the fusion. They're trying to get you to um use up all your energy and your gems before the fusion with this tournament for really good champions. Right? Ugo, Maneater, or Korogar. If anybody didn't get Wixwell, Maneater could be their unkillable, right? Korogar Deathbell is just a beast of a champion. I mean, he's a little weak, like in comparison, but for this faction, he's very good. Ally Protect and Strengthen. Turn Meter Fill. And a Cleanse. Like for me, I don't have a Cleanse. This is a 3-turn Cleanse at the end of it, right? When booked. And you get an Ally Protect and Strengthen out of it. Like, that's not bad for mid-game accounts. I hope they don't bring someone that can be a meta like Terras or someone if I don't have enough resources, because Clan Boss isn't very lenient on me for shards. Yeah, Icky, you can't go for the Ugo. You gotta dupe Wixwell from this 1+1. Now I need to figure out what to... Dude, they... Wixwell's on a secret, like, fit progressive chance or something behind the scenes, I'm telling you. Because I've pulled a duplicate Wixwell. He's only been in the game for a month. And I've pulled a duplicate Wixwell. You've pulled a duplicate Wixwell. Who is it? Odd One pulled a duplicate Wixwell. I will never go for 1 versus 100 for a chance to win, because always there's someone that can put more points than me. These events, they easy early game, but harder mid and very hard and late. Yeah. No, absolutely. Do not go for this tournament. I'm simply saying that Raid is trying to bait people to spend their resources before this particular fusion. So, Vodka said in the Discord that they're doing this to make up money that they want, because fusions are how they make money, right? Like they say, hey, here's a free legendary. All you have to do is spend some shards, spend some energy, and do these mechanics, right? And so people that don't save, like me and others, will then spend money on gems, they'll spend money on shards, they'll do these things to get that fusion. But nobody went for this fusion. So the argument is, again, this is not my argument, this is Vodka's argument, that they're doing this to make up money. They're saying, "Oh, we'll give them a 1+1 so people will buy a bunch of ancient shards because they love 1+1. Oh, let's give them a tournament to get a really good champion, and they'll all spend a bunch of gems to get energy to complete this tournament." That's a honestly, Icky, and same to you, Ahmed. There's a lot of people that believe in that conspiracy theory. I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't know. The first Lego is not always a fusion. I get where you're coming from, but remember that my 1+1 that I had, I got um on my main account, I got my first ever copy of Duchess, and then my duplicate, my +1 was my second copy of Newt. But again, if it's just a matter of increasing odds, right, to give a fusion away, and then you getting a +1. I've had a lot of 1+1 success on the main account. Let's look at what my duplicates are. That's a fair way to analyze. I'm trying to remember who I've gotten, though, on my 1+1s. Samson was on a 1+1 before. Jag was on a 1+1, I think. Grush is really good. I think I have him. What am I on? I'm on the main account. I think I got him on the free-to-play recently. Yeah. Uh, on my main account, my Ogryn tribes, I don't use any of these legendaries. Gurgo's trash. Druckle, I think, is okay. I just don't need him. And Gerda, I just didn't need. So my team is Ugo, Claude, was Maneater, Grush, and Bellower. Never. Actually, I think That, for the longest time, was the only faction that I didn't have a legendary in. Yeah, because I now have legendaries in all of these, so... For a long time, I did not have a legendary. Oh, Gurgo was one of my... I got him in a 1+1. I don't remember who the other was. Actually, this might be easier if I do it this way. If I look through all the legendaries on my account and try to remember who I got in a 1+1. I think I might have got Nishak in a 1+1. I might have gotten my second Lady Kimmy in a 1+1 as well, but I'm not sure. Shemnath I got in a 1+1. I remember that. I don't know who she was with, though. Elva I got in a 1+1. Actually, I think I had Razelvarg and Elva together. Which Razelvarg supports the theory because that was a fusion. Was Elva a fusion? I feel like she was, but I'm not sure. I think I got Jag and Samson in a 1+1 at some point. I know Samson was definitely in a 1+1. Ragash, my duplicate, may have been in a 1+1. I feel like Queen Ava was from a 1+1, but I don't remember. My 1+1 for Voids. I think it was Gurgo and Bellinor. And I'm not saying that because they're right next to each other. It just makes sense. I remember I got Vitreous during a 10x. I wasn't going for him, but it was a 2x with a 10x, and I got Vitreous, and I was excited, and then I used him, and I was no longer excited. I know he just got buffed, but I don't think the buffs matter given my roster. Um, I did get Allele. I don't remember if Allele was part of a 1+1 or not, though. Angar might have been part of a 1+1, but I don't recall. I got him a long time ago and never built him. And then when they buffed him, I built him. And then I got 2 Archer Queens, and it didn't matter. So that was a bit of a waste of resources. But I don't think Tunisia was on a 1+1, but I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, they do 1+1s for Voids actually quite often. I'm willing to bet Allele was a 1+1. No, it couldn't be because it says 185. So he was not a 1+1. Bruh, yo, no. There definitely what has been. Am I crazy? I swear. I swear on my main account. Jack, are you asking me to, I've already pulled all the shards on my main account. Are you asking me to pull your shards? Because I'd be down. I've got about 20 minutes left. In the meantime, I'm going to research this. All right, I guess I'm crazy. So what? Because I just found the calendar on Ayumi Love. I swear, I thought on this account in particular. I'm not looking at chat right now, guys. Give me 1 second. On this account in particular, I swear that I got Gurgo at the same time as a different Void Legendary. But what probably more likely happened is I pulled like 150 Voids or something and just happened to get these two champions in that same shard pull, and it my brain was like thinking back on it because this was so long ago. I just assumed it was a 1+1, but yeah, that makes more sense. Well, I'm a dum dum. No, Jack, I am not on Mercy. So check this out. Uh, because I pulled when my Mercy tracker wasn't going, 261. I pulled last night. I pulled an additional 50, and I'm well, like my Mercy tracker is off. So, and then I pulled another 11 this morning. I have no gems left. I've spent all of my gems trying to go for the 1+1, but yeah, it was definitely that, Ahmed. It was the same 10 pulls. Yeah, it was the same. It was like the same 10 pull or something. I just assumed that. I just thought maybe they spread it out more, right? So like they do an extra legendary event for voids, but they space it out, you know. But the other thing too, I know for a fact I got Drakgul on this account, and that's probably what I'm thinking of. I know they don't look a lot alike, but I'm probably a Drakgul I know for sure was on a double legendary event, so that's probably what I'm thinking. I probably pulled Drakgul and was like, yeah, I got Gurgo and another on a double legendary. So I'm a dum-dum. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you for keeping me honest, though. I appreciate that. I am so glad you guys are here. This was a rough start. So last night, I streamed last night and pulled shards and only had about 8 people show up. And then, because I promised my friends that I would play Overwatch with them last night, and I was already streaming, I was like, what's the harm if I just stream some Overwatch? So I did, and my viewership went to literal 0. So to be able to see 15 of you guys in chat this morning, and then this morning, y'all gave me a heart attack because I started streaming. I kicked the stream on, and I went outside to take my dog out and came and sat back down, and I had nobody in chat, and I was like, where is everybody, right? And then I just started making content, started streaming. We got, we had like a decent number of viewers, and then now everybody's on, right? And it's like back up to my normal kind of 15 to 20 views. So I was like, y'all were making me think like, oh no, did I take too, like, have I taken too long of a break? Did not make enough content? Like, gave me a real heart attack. A lot of the time I remember pulling these champs and I look for them, I cannot find. So I know later, after a lot of champs missing, my brain worked that I saw videos getting them one time and my brain think I got them. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I do that between the two accounts. I'll pull somebody on the free to play or on the main account and then be like, well, yeah, but I have this champion. And then I go look for them. Like, where are they? And they're on the other account. I do that all the time. No, and yeah, by the way, this is not a guilt trip for anybody that didn't that missed that's not what that intention was. That was just me sharing and expressing my feelings about how this morning made me like scared that I somehow alienated my audience, because like I'm down 2 subscribers too. So I haven't gained any over the last 2 days, and then I've lost 2 over the last 2 days. So I'm -2 subscribers over the last 2 days. And I was like, so this is a hard, it's not hard in the general sense, but sometimes it's hard in like an emotional status, right? So yeah, sometimes it can be a bit hard emotionally, and you question whether or not you're doing things the right way or whatever. And it comes in ebbs and flows too. I was super proud of the I'm Mad video. I thought the thumbnail was great. I thought it did really well. We had first of all 100% likes, no dislikes on that video out of 724 views, which is double my average view count, and 13 comments. Like, that video was so good. And I followed it up the next day and that video has a quarter of the views, one comment, still 100% likes though, which is good. So yeah, it's just sometimes like you can, especially someone like me that's very uh I won't use any clinical terms because I've never been given any, I've never been diagnosed with any certain medical conditions, but I definitely am I'm very sensitive, we'll put it that way. I'm very, very sensitive person, so sometimes that's not the best when it comes to content creation. As many of you that have been around for a long time have seen, where I've taken those emotions to a video. Oh man. That's the plan, Ahmed. I'm just gonna keep doing my best. Ignore it. Well, look, there's one thing though. So one thing I'll counter you on. I'm gonna read your whole comment before I say anything. Uh, keep doing your best and ignore numbers, at least for the beginning of the channel. Do what you like and videos you want to do, ideas and stuff. Wholeheartedly agree with everything you're saying. The only thing that I would kick back on just a little bit is ignoring the numbers early on. I don't think that that's beneficial because I got to know what works, right? I'm throwing crap against the wall and seeing what sticks. And I got to keep doing that. I have to get outside my comfort zone, which is what you're saying, right? Make videos that I want to make. I got to do that. But I also need to be mindful of stuff that's not working. Like you haven't been around for a long time, but I used to have a series called Question Block. And that was a weekly series where people would post comments and I would respond to the comments each week. That would only do about 1/3 of my normal views. And so I was like, this is not working. It's no one's watching it. And so I stopped doing it, right? Um, I agree with you, Freak. I agree that I need to shorten my videos. Like, there's no question about that. But I will tell you, it's a little flip side too. Like, I've put out like 15-minute videos and they've gotten no views. And then I've done the next day, I do like a 35, 40-minute video and it tripled the views of the 15 minutes. So I don't know if it's an algorithm thing or what, but yeah, I've seen it go both ways, but I do agree with you. I try to keep my videos shorter now, but roadblock rants are a thing. I can't help them. Yeah, and for every one person that wants a 20-minute video is another person like Nick, for example, that wants a 40-minute video. So it's very, very, very hit or miss, you know. My biggest challenge, and I cannot figure it out, is how to take raid content and put it in a short. I feel like the only thing I can do to make a YouTube short is to be like is to go full YouTube gamer voice and be like, "Hey, what's up guys? These are the top 5 legendaries for Hydra. We've got this guy, we've got this guy, we've got this, like." And that's a 3-minute video that I could put up on YouTube Shorts. But I don't want to be that guy. Like, I want to be me. But that's why I love these conversations. I also, okay, so one of my favorite quotes, um, whenever I have a lot of favorite like movie quotes and stuff. Like one of them is "I'm very disappointed" from Fifth Element. I've shown you guys that before. And then another one is "I'm upset" from Whiplash. And I put that in that video. I was so proud of that. Would I ever start a new free to play series that then newer people to the game can sort of follow along with? This is a very large conundrum that I'm running into with with myself and the account. I had this very conversation yesterday with my friend. So my idea to solve your problem, or to solve the problem of making another new free to play account, is that I don't make it. So plan A for creating a new account is to have my streamer friend who knows nothing about Raid Shadow Legends have him make an account, and then I weekly do a video with him and say, hey, do these things, and we see the progress, right? Um, he is currently not interested slash available to do this, but that was an idea that I had for a video series. The problem with stopping this free to play and starting another one, I'm not going to do 3 free to play series. If I stop this free to play and start another one, we're going to run into, what about this one? A lot of people are invested in this one and want to follow it, right? So then I cut them out, and maybe they come along and follow the new one, but they might not. I don't know. Also, this account isn't done. We are barely doing Hydra, right? Like, I'm not going to count Curse City. Curse City is bullshit. I'm not going to count it. We have yet to clear Hard Doom Tower. We are barely doing Hydra. I only did 9 million points last week. Arena, yeah, that's fine, whatever. We haven't done Faction Wars, but it's arguable whether or not I need to do that. There are still some dungeons that we have to conquer, and we certainly haven't done anything in the hard dungeons on the free-to-play. So it's this weird kind of limbo where it's like my account is strong enough to do most content, but still too weak to do endgame content. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. All right, let me catch up on chat because I was kind of ranting. Personally, I like to watch more of the teams that I could use in Iron Twins or Sand Devils, so I like to watch videos that show multiple team comps for a specific area. That's fair. I was lucky that I found your channel about a month after I joined the game, so binge watched all your early videos to get up to speed, as it's useful keeping up to date with your thoughts on what is going on in the game now. Yeah, I know. I completely agree. And that is, always the intention. I do think that creating a new free-to-play series would bring more people to my account, or to my channel, rather. I just don't know if... I don't know what to do with this. It gets real, My other thought, the third thought that I had, is to go full balls to the wall new free-to-play account. And what I mean by that is I tried to play this account relative to what you guys the viewers are doing, right? So I'm not spending all of my energy every minute, every second of the day. I'm not fully optimizing every part of the game. I'm not like, I don't, for example, the Dungeon Divers, right? Like real balls to the wall free to play players they don't pull. That's a bad example. They save their resources on this stuff, right? So they might save the energy in... I don't know if there's an example. Yeah, there's no energy, unfortunately, that are showing up here, but they save their energy from these events. They wait to pull that energy. Sorry, I'm a little allergy attack. They're tryharding more on the missions and really, like... So yeah, like let me finish my thought real quick and then I'll answer your thing. But the maximum optimization portion of it is something that I like. I prioritize clan v clan points too much on this account. So I'm often finding myself saving stuff that could benefit my account and I should use rather than wait till clan v clan. And so I try to play it more like a casual player would. Somebody that can't play this game for 8 to 10 hours a day. And so, that's what this account is all about. It's very casual. It's very relaxed. I'm not tryharding. The thought was to do a tryhard free-to-play account. Fully optimized, fully like spending every bit of energy a day, making sure I'm constantly leveling champions. Like the reason I don't have a lot of these champions leveled is because I'm just playing a very passive game. I'm playing a very lazy game, which most players do, right? Most players play this on their phone for an hour when they're taking a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not everybody is using every. For example, I don't use like I look at all the arena refills I have. This is a really bad example because it's all gear right now, but I've got a lot of arena refills in here I've never used. Like there's value there that I could be gaining on the account, and I don't do that. So that's the third option if I was to create a new account. So option number 1, someone else plays the account and I coach them along. Option number 2 is I just make a new account and say, screw it, and we start all over. And option number 3 would be to start over with a very try-hard mentality. Can I remember at what point on your main account I stopped having multiple champions I wanted to build? You have so many champs I want to build, and it's hard being patient. That is a great question. I'm about to end stream, so this will be the last question that I've got time to answer tonight. Today, rather. It's actually been very recently. Very recently did I stop having champions I wanted to build. And I'm going to tell you what the deciding factor is. And it's mythicals and voids. So technically the last champion I 6-starred was one of these Theodores. That's going to be in an upcoming video that I'll probably be able to do possibly this week. I look at a roster in terms of solutions to problems. Hydra's a great example. In Hydra, I need a provoker. So for the long time, I had Molly. She was my answer to the provoker, but she had her flaws. Now I have Archer Queen. That problem is solved. You need a Hexer. I have Archer Queen. That problem is solved. Before that, I had Mishinaki, and I had Mithrala. I needed a PvP nuker, right? Mortu Macabre, Rhodos. When I got Rhodos, Baron. I built Baron, right? That problem is solved. I need damage dealers for Hydra. I pulled a Crizia. That problem is solved, right? So I just kept filling in holes in my game. Wave clear was a bit of an option. Well, Armands are a bit of a problem. Armands came in, right? Boss killing. I now have 2 newts. Boss killing is solved. So then it became... Then for a long time, I think around the time that this Sand Devil team hit stage 25, I no longer had any interest in building new champions. Because the Phantom Shogun Grove team is all rares. That was very easy to make. The Sand Devil team is just 2 champions. That was easy to make. In reality, I just never made it. And now with the nerfs, this team is even faster than it was before. I mean, you can look at 659 was the previous, this was around, this run for stage 25 was like, I'm not gonna lie, like 5-6 minutes. I feel like now we're in like the 1 to 2 minute time range. So I used to run this is not an exaggeration. I would run Sand Devil overnight and it would still be running when I came back out here in the morning. We're talking 6 to 7 hours that it would just run Sand Devil. That's how long the run took with the Godseeker and Newt. So now that team is good. For Fire Knight, I have the team built. I just need to improve the gear, which isn't as much fun, right? For Dragon's Lair, I have a team. I just need the consistency. I don't have the consistency with this team, which is unfortunate. Spider's Den, I have the team. I just need to build it to be fast enough for stage 10, which is really the all I need. Ice Golem, I don't even want to solve. I hate Ice Golem. I've done stage 10. This is not 100% run. Obviously, this is not the team for that, but I hate Ice Golem. So right now on my main account, it's just about optimization. Just optimizing this account to be better. One of the reasons I have 3 Theodores built is because with the optimizer, there's a bunch of 3 Theodore teams out there, and those 3 Theodore teams can do most dungeons in like 30 seconds. So I'm just going to copy one of those teams. Zen, what's the question? You said Godseeker and Newt? Yeah. This is the most consistent, easy way to beat Sand Devil is Godseeker and Newt. But you could replace the Newt with, on this difficulty, you could do Artak, but it's going to be inconsistent. Why would you do Drexstar? Just for HP burns? I suppose you could. But there's better burners than Drex. That's why Artak activates his burn. That's what made Artak so good. Honestly, with the nerfs now, you could probably even use other, like a poison and a poison activator champion. Farrakhan is a really, really solid option. You get those burns, you get those poisons, and he can really smack. So Farrakhan is an option up there. Geo kind of, but really Geo's damage is only going to be from the burn, not from the reflect portion of his mechanic. Any enemy max HP, you could probably there. I bet you there's I don't know. Coldheart might be too squishy. I was gonna say I bet you there's a version of Godseeker Coldheart, but I'm willing to bet Coldheart is too squishy. Drang is a good one. Yeah, that's an HP burner. I think, does Drang have an activation on his burner? Is that one of the reasons that he's so good? I can't recall. Yep. Yeah. So that if you have a burner that can activate burns, this is the same reason why Artak is so good. In fact, I used Artak to get to stage 25 because on the affinities where Newt was negative affinity, Artak was the better choice. So some of these stages up here, I actually used Artak and Godseeker to get through them instead. But yeah, the best team that I have available to my roster is the Godseeker Newt. Now, have you not seen this team? Is that why you're asking? Because I can show it to you real quick before I log off for the day. I have to go make my kids lunch, so I don't want to take too much longer. But I'll show you this real quick. The tournament's still going on, so there's no harm. I'll keep Super Raids on, whatever. You get the gist? Okay. So, Godseeker and any champion can do it. One reason that Newt is so good is because he has the self-healing too. Because you're building him to do damage, and he'll die without that self-healing, right? So I'll show you the Godseeker build here in a second. You'll see she's in a regen set, right? She just regen her HP there, which keeps her topped off. Now that they changed this, and we get more turns after the revive, the team works a lot better and a lot different. One of the previous, you had to build a really fast Godseeker before in order for her to heal once while he was asleep. But they've changed that, so now he's asleep for longer, so you get more turns. The other thing was the destroyed HP. You needed to have a high enough blessing on her. I don't think you need that anymore, because he doesn't destroy enough HP. She can restore it very easily with the blessing. There's several versions of this build. There's a slow version of the build where Godseeker is extremely slow. And then there's this fast version. You have to be careful. If you're too fast and your partner champion, whether it's Newt or whoever it may be, dies early, sometimes that can hurt your performance. Meaning that, like, if Newt died right now... No, that's a bad example. Alright, we revive. If Newt was to die right now, Godseeker would that's a bad example. But Godseeker, if she revives him before both of them die, then when she comes back, she can't revive him. And also, if he dies before they both die, she'll revive him with her auto-revive and won't revive herself. So those are the problems that you'll run into. But I'll show you Godseeker's build real quick before I hop off, because I love this team. I loved this team before and it worked before the nerfs, and now it's just way faster. So there are high thresholds when it comes to the survivability of your champions. So Godseeker has 5,400 defense and 79,000 HP, and she's 269 speed. But you'll see that I've had to go deep on the blessings to get as much survivability on her as possible, and speed. I would have re-rolled this. I don't need to re-roll it, but there's also a lot of HP and defense coming out of it. So, it's always been, you'll see this one's a triple speed roll. That's why she's running this. No, I don't think you do. I'm going to try to build this team. So okay. Why is Lady Mikage so important for my account? Lady Mikage is better than Godseeker and Neri when it comes to buff extension. I would build Lady Mikage to go into my Wixwell team, and that would free Godseeker up to be built in regen gear on my free-to-play account and build this team on my free-to-play account. Currently on the free-to-play account, it doesn't work beyond a certain stage. So, because she's not in regen gear. She just needs to be in regen gear, but I don't think it needs to be as crazy as what she's built in. So if I can get Lady Mikage, who's a really good buff extender, that will free up Godseeker to be used elsewhere in the game with different gear. I wouldn't need Godseeker to be built on this account for the clan boss team, because she needs to have like speed is a priority, and obviously I have her in like defense stuff because I want her to survive the hits from the boss rather than having high HP. Like there's a lot of things that's going into that. But high HP is better with regen gear because regen gear restores a percentage of your health, right? 15% of your HP. So more HP is kind of better, but you also need to have a high amount of defense to survive the hits. So HP, but also with defense rolls, right? So I'm going to build that on my free-to-play here soon, and hopefully that will be motivation for you guys. But thank you all so much for watching today. This turned into a really, really great stream. I'm excited to edit my video today. That's going to be a rough edit because I have a lot of things to put in it as far as changes to the free-to-play account today, because we just leveled up on the free-to-play account. So good news there. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for all of the support. And I will see you guys tomorrow, again, 9:30 Eastern time. I will start streaming, so if you guys want to come hang out. We'll probably be leveling champions tomorrow. I know that some account takeovers were requested. I'll probably do one of those tomorrow too. Obviously, live arena as well. So we got a lot of stuff that we could be doing. So, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.